Welcome to Goldboys Live, presented by Pickett Sports Sleeper Picks, breaking down the All-Star Game, and we will continue our little draft gimmick here, where we draft all the awards. NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. I dominated the MVP yesterday. Hopefully, I will dominate the Rookie of the Year today. Josh, Brian, and Brad, what's going on, guys?
Dominated.
Dominated.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
everyone's saying.
Only one person responded on
Dominated.
Twitter.
Wow.
Me out. Yeah.
The guy with Mike White over here is
You
Dominated.
called it a gimmick. It's not gonna be gimmicky when you guys owe me $50.
That's fair. I also love how we're all talking shit on like the first of like 92,000 things we have to pick from, and it's just like, yeah, look at my roster. It's like, yeah, we still have 90 more picks on all these other awards to go.
One person I think somebody liked Brian's draft, and they're like, whoever picked Watson's gonna lose because he can't win. I was like, yeah, dude. All right, once you get 4 or 5 deep, find you the guy who's a lot to win for. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with Jared Goff, like, yeah, what an idiot.
I mean, but like that's why I was just like, whatever. I'll take the 200 to 1 for a non-QB. That was my thing, but like, whatever.
All right, we'll do the draft here soon. All-Star Game, about a coin flip either way, -110. We're just finally getting All-Star Game MVP odds. FanDuel's not loading for me for some reason. DraftKings does have odds up. We got National League and American League, both basically -110 either way. Total 7.5. Does anyone have a play on this game? I do have a play on the total. What do you guys think?
No play for me on the total. What about you?
I actually don't know. The only thing I saw is I know FanDuel has like the Yurfee, the yes run first inning boosted at +200. So if you wanted to, I think Camby Books had like the no run first inning at -135. So kind of like yesterday, I'd be the lame person that will recommend if you wanted to kind of use these 50% boost or these promos
What's the max though?
I mean, probably 50. I'm just speaking in terms of I don't really like to put real money on this, so I kind of like the idea of taking the free boost as long as it doesn't get caught on. If you don't do it in the same book, obviously, but then kind of playing around with what you get.
I like the under 7.5. I just think this game is geared towards the pitchers. You have these guys that are used to pitching 6 or 7 innings and pacing themselves. They come in for 1 inning and just empty the tank. Like Cole can throw as hard as he can for an inning, maybe 2. So to me, it's an under. Pitching dominates. Good pitching beats good hitting. It's in Seattle, so 5 o'clock Pacific start. There's going to be some shadows probably to deal with. And it's just, all these guys throw 100 miles an hour. It does worry me a little bit. Some of these pitchers that have opted out, you're not going to get Framber Valdez or Gossman. McClanahan's hurt. Some guys in the NL aren't there. Like the fact that Cody Senga made the All-Star game is like, oh, maybe these aren't really the best pitchers, but I do like under 7.5. I lean towards National League too. I just think no Judge, no Trout, no McClanahan, no Valdez, no Gossman. The NL gets all the Braves guys. They get Freeman, they get Betts. Araya is hitting like 6th or 7th, and the NL just eyeing it closely. And again, it's an exhibition game. They don't play for home field or anything anymore, but just eyeing it, the NL does look like the stronger side to me. So I lean NL. I haven't bet it yet, but I do like the under 7.5. You guys see anything at FanDuel for MVP, or should I just read the DraftKings odds, see if you guys like anything?
I got the FanDuel odds too, so you can just read DraftKings. That's cool.
My FanDuel is not loading in my batteries though, so I don't know if I turn it on, it'll turn back on. I'll go with DraftKings though. Let me know if anything is different. What'd you say, Brian?
Do you guys hear me? Because my camera just cut out again. I don't know what's going on.
Unfortunately, we hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I just mentioned my camera cut out again. That's just the second
Go
time.
ahead, mute
I don't know
Brian.
what ninjas do.
Yeah.
Okay. Otani +650, the short shot. I don't think he's pitching tonight, so I don't know about that. Acuna 9-1, Betts 13-1, Corbin Carroll 15-1. He is from Seattle. Sometimes there is some narrative thing with the hometown guy getting it. Julio Rodriguez 17-1. Again, another narrative play. Arozarena 17-1, Freeman 17-1, Vlad Jr. 20-1, Alonso 22-1, Seager 22-1, Simeon 25-1, Garcia 25-1, Arenado, Robert Arias all 25-1, Yandy Diaz 28-1, JD Martinez 30-1, Matt Olson 30-1. I don't know if I should read everybody, but the guys that interest me at the back end here: Juan Soto 35-1, Jorge Soler 40-1. Longest shot on the board. I don't know if everybody's listed. Swanson's listed. Swanson's not even playing, so he's 65-1. I have a feeling he's not going to win it since he's not playing. Jesus, get your odds makers. Like, what are you guys doing over there? My goodness. Elias Diaz 65-1. I would look at Soler 40-1. He's got a habit of he won World Series MVP. All it takes is one swing. So him 40-1, Soto 35-1. Does anything interest anybody?
First, I want to say, man, I hate FanDuel so much. I was trying to follow along on FanDuel, but their odds are out of order.
That annoys me. I mean, Jesus, these guys.
Yeah. Come on.
We kind of mentioned we mentioned this yesterday at the MVP market with how Carson Wentz is mentioned this and that. I tell you, they always list a few of those people that are just not even options, but they know they'll get any handle. They'll love to take it for that reason.
I just think they're stupid. I think people give them way too much credit. Like, oh, the books know everything. They don't know anything. The market knows. The market corrects the bad numbers. I don't think these books are as smart as people make them out to be.
If there was like
are there
a
any discrepancies, Brad? Anything that jump out? I know I read them somewhat quick. I can look up anything.
I would play Soler on DraftKings. Like the numbers, like $8 better.
Okay, what's Soto on FanDuel?
Soto.
And I tend to look for guys
35.
that aren't 35. Yeah, so the same thing. I tend to look for guys that aren't starting. And look, anybody can win it, but I feel like these games are always close. They're low scoring, and then somebody in like the 7th or 8th inning that gets a hit for the go-ahead run, the winning run. That's a guy that's going to have a shot to win it. So I kind of like for a guy that's off the bench. First of all, you get better odds. Now you could say, hey, the starters sometimes the starters get a second at bat and the bench guys don't, but I would look at Soler, maybe Soto. Again, I'm looking for a National League guy because I think the National League wins. Let me ask you, Josh, if you had $100 bet, who would you throw it on here? Julio is also interesting if you like the
that was literally who I was going to mention. When you started to sort of like describe some of the parameters that might make sense when you talk about like a guy who's going to come in a little bit later, has power, like who's going to hit a home run. I mean, other than that, you got to hope that it's like you said, like you get one through the gap in the 8th and then a couple runs score or something, and it's like fine hit, but that's enough to get you MVP. It's such a crapshoot from that sense that if you want to narrow down like who makes sense, Rodriguez started to make sense as a guy that would fit those parameters that we're talking about here, but it's such loose parameters, man. We're just sort of like throwing things out in the hope. But I don't think anybody here is seriously talking about putting legit units on this. The same way with last night. Like I hit a little bit of on the under 489.5 was what I got the longest one, which was good. But like that was just because of like these metrics that made sense to me about weather. Like for tonight, I would hit the under and I would hit the team that's full of Dodgers and Braves. Like if I was going to do anything, those are my two logical plays.
I was going to say to kind of piggyback off that, I was looking at the Braves too, where the two discrepancies I was looking at earlier were Acuna is plus 1,000, so 10-1 on FanDuel, and on DraftKings, you talk about late game people. Ozzy Albies is plus 4,500. So those are two I was kind of looking at as kind of backing a team like the Braves that should be in the spotlight, and people like to love the Braves. But
if you like the AL, Wander Franco 45-1. That's a guy just with the talent.
I would say Wander Franco. Wander Franco's price is better than a Rosarena too, and these dudes are gonna they're gonna go out there and play fun. Like
I also wanted to come before moving on too is that Josh made a good point. So did Will. If you look at yesterday, I took some fun bets, like on bets, first round or this or that.
Yeah, they're not fun when they fucking lose, are they?
No.
I actually came up on top because I did bet the under 490.5 on DraftKings for longest home runs, and I bet the under on total home runs hit. So, you talk about the under in this game. It's 7.5. It's low, but sometimes in these events, the unfun ones are the ones that win because who wants to bet under home runs hit in the home run derby or
like the hot dog eating contest? People all want to bet the over. You just sit there and you root against what's fun. I think that's a good.
And I think it's one of those things where 490.5 was such a bad line for that longest home run. But who, like I said, the casual, not the casual. I don't want to say that sounds mean, but the everyday bettor that's watching this as like, hey, I don't usually bet, but let me throw $25 on this. Who wants to root for a ball to die down that's going in the upper deck? Like no one really wants to root for that. So sometimes these events you don't get good numbers for overs because they know exactly what they're doing with setting these lines.
Setting these lines and setting these maxes, right? Like if you're someone who they're already monitoring your account, like you're not gonna have shit for this.
Speaking of maxes and all stars, I tried to bet Vlad Jr. longer home run than was it a Rosarena or somebody, and they maxed the limited me to $15.
Why offer it?
Why offer it? Like what the hell? Like I place a $15 bet if I'm getting like 10-1, like what am I gonna do with that? Like it's like, especially when they look at the account, it's not like I'm a $5 or $10 bettor all the time, like God, that made me so mad.
It's brutal, and that it's the way that's the way you don't find it in here. Maybe just go get in like a pool of some kind with a bunch of people for MVP or something like that for tonight, and just do it that way.
Or I would say take a unit and put it on like 4 of these guys, a quarter each that are like 45, 50-1, and just have some fun. If your unit's $100, you're 25 on Franco, 25 on Soto, 4 guys you like, and you just sit there and you enjoy the game. I don't think the under is like some degen play, like you're betting on the NBA All-Star game. They play hard. The under, I think, is 12-2-1 the last 15. So It's been a good angle. The American League has dominated this series. I think they've won 13 out of 15 or something. I don't love the American League this year, though.
Do you know what like the most recent totals were like for the All-Star game over the last couple of years?
It's usually around 7.5, 8. It's usually in this range.
Or low, yeah. Funny, real quick, just when we get the NBA All-Star game in a long time from now, I've tried to bet the under in that for the last 3 in a row since the Elam ending started. 0 for 3. So you were calling me out there, is what I wanted to say.
I mean, the NBA. I mean, look, this is the only All-Star game where they actually play. Like the guys actually try. NBA is a joke. NFL, I don't even think they have it anymore. Baseball, like Cole versus Acuna tonight. That's fun because Cole's trying to throw it as hard as he can and get Acuna out. Acuna's trying to hit the ball a mile. So that's fun. I hate betting no run first.
Get hurt, so they can try. Yeah.
And also, baseball's a sport where you really can't not. It's really hard to not try and play the first. That makes sense. It's really hard to just sit there and take 3 strikes and not get shit on for. Yeah, it's you kind of have to put in the effort there.
Plus, you're on baseball's biggest stage. Everyone's watching. You're with all your peers. You don't want to be the pitcher that gave up 4 runs. Like there's some pride involved. Or like I don't want to. I'm with all the best pitchers. I don't want to be the guy that gives up. 3 or 4 runs here. I don't want to be that guy.
And hitting a baseball is playing harder than scoring a basket too. Like to put that in mind.
I don't know. Gambling Twitter seems to think that NBA players can just hop in and play baseball. I've seen these posts all over. It's like, oh, they can do anything because they went yard in a softball game. And I was like, all right, that's
they hit a softball 250 feet is what they did.
Yeah,
which is nice. That's awesome. But they're also like 6'6", so like
yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'd be careful. No run first inning. I might bet it, but with Acuna, he can hit one out. If he gets on first, he's going to steal second. Then you got a man on second, nobody out.
Yeah.
So I'd be careful with the Nerfy. I think the Nerfy has done pretty well the last.
Things like minus 140. I think it's just really badly priced for the under for like because I think I'm seeing like minus 140s, minus 150s for some of the Nerfies, which is
that would be too much. That would be too much. 136 at Rivers is reasonable.
It's crazy because everybody loves to bet for runs except for the first inning. Like, like isn't that so funny? It's like everyone bets the overs, and then when it comes to the first inning, they're like, "It's easy outs."
I always thought that was the sharp side because nobody wanted to bet the under, but it's the total opposite. It's just a weird thing where people assume there's no runs in the first inning. Cole, by the way, has a habit of giving up homers, so be careful with that. If I had to play it, I don't know. I mean, that's a hell of a lineup for the National League. I don't know. There might be value. If you get a high number, if you get like a plus 130 or something on the yes, maybe that's a good play. What's the yes at DraftKings, Brad? Do you know?
Let me check because
I didn't know if you had them in front of you. I think it was
I have
plus 115. I
actually have DraftKings open. I just didn't have that. It's the over. Yeah, under is minus 140. So that's about market. But minus 140 for the under, plus 110 for the over.
I would need more than plus 110, I think.
Yeah, which is once again minus 140 plus 110. It doesn't really add up in terms of the
nope. Well, it adds up to you getting boned in the boned.
That's that's 15 cents taken off the dollar.
It's a lot.
It's boned in the boned.
Oh yeah. You guys want to draft some rookies here?
Yeah.
All right. What's the order?
I put in the chat. It is Brian, Josh, me, you.
Okay. Just for people that don't know, we're drafting every award. It's based off $100. So if your guy at 21 wins, you win 2,000, and it's basically a point system. The more points you get with the higher odds, and we add it all up, and we threw a little money on it, making a competition. Again, chime in with any thoughts on Twitter, on the chat. I think most people agreed I dominated yesterday. Really made these guys.
I didn't hear any.
I think you got labeled the guy who's going to have to have some big things to happen to live up to your draft.
Yeah, I'm just saying with the people thing. I didn't agree with any of those people, but I just got a lot of DMs like, man, those guys suck at drafting.
Wait, really?
Will's the guy on Twitter that's like, yeah, I'm hearing people are starting to call me Hammer. And it's like, you trying to start your own nickname?
The scuttlebutt out there, yeah.
We're down to, by the way, we are down to 7 at DraftKings for the under here, under even money at 7. All right, whoever's up first, you can go. Let's do it.
I have the first pick again, which is interesting, but this is the one market I was just saying before the show. I feel like
sorry, DraftKings odds. Let's all just be on the same page with the odds. I don't care who we use, but
I feel like we should do FanDuel again. Right? If we did FanDuel yesterday, it wouldn't make sense to do it. The rest, right?
That's fine. Yeah,
that works for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me pull up my list. All right.
Yeah, I'm going Robinson at 1. I know it's like the least sexy pick you make because he's the short favorite, but he's just gonna get so many carries in that offense, and as long as he doesn't explode after 250 carries or 150 carries, however many carries he's gonna get, I'm gonna take the short shot 3-1. There's not really much to say about that pick either. It's quite literally just if I get the first pick again, it's low hanging fruit, but I'll take the guy that's the short favorite.
Okay, makes sense.
No qualms, no follow ups.
I mean, it's certainly a pussy pick, but it's a good pick, I think.
I mean, I'll be honest, I feel like everyone
Baby poo, dog.
And then Brian's gonna talk about how good his draft was, and everyone's like, "Yeah," and he's not gonna let people know that he had the #1 overall pick.
Well, yesterday I had the #1 pick, and I took the 5th.
You tried to come sharp yesterday, and you took your favorite player in the NFL. Like
I was never a huge Hicks guy, so let's be honest there.
No, you look good. I mean, your MVPs look all right. You got a lot
no complimenting each other's picks. We're shitting on each other's picks.
Yeah, he was smart enough to take QBs, and that was a strategy none of us thought of. So
screw his pick.
Let's go. Let's go second here, and get fun with it, and continue my streak of not taking quarterbacks in these drafts, and talk about Jahmyr Gibbs.
Roll Tide.
Oh, you motherfucker! You fucking piece of shit.
Because I think he's in the same position. Let's go ahead and bleep all those out, Alex. Thanks, bud. He's in the same position as Bijan, in my opinion, with better offense, better QB.
Usage
better offense.
too.
Yeah,
it's a good pick.
Yeah,
He's
I'll say
the
better
MVP
offense
this year at quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe some Jared Goff at MVP. He's gonna make him look good. Like he's gonna be a nice, there's a reason that they don't have DeAndre Swift. So he's gonna be fine. Like this is gonna look really good for me at 9-1 on DraftKings.
There's nothing up at FanDuel for offensive rookie of the year.
Yes, there is. I haven't opened right.
Yeah, I have it.
Your stuff's tweaking.
I don't have it.
It's under rookies. They
I have
somehow
rookies.
decided that
I have rookies. I have defensive rookie of the year, and I have most receiving yards. I have defense, and I have most rookie receiving yards.
Because you're in the nutmeg state.
I shouldn't. No, I get that stuff. I'm just going to use DraftKings. Should we all use DraftKings? I mean, I don't want it to be in.
Yeah, that's fine.
We don't have it.
That's fine. Give me a second to get to that.
You're running.
Okay. Yeah. Look, Gibbs is a good pick. I'd love to shit on it, but that's a good pick.
I know you can shit on. You can just keep cursing me. It's better that way.
Yeah.
Brad, are you up?
I'm up, but we have to pull DraftKings on.
Yeah, no worries.
DraftKings. Is it under season specials? Season
awards. Yeah. Yeah, can we just come up with one nomenclature for all these books, and then we can friggin' know where we're looking?
Right.
Too many moving parts. We've talked about this. The way they organize the odds.
DraftKings make it impossible to bet futures.
I freaking can't find it. What the fuck?
So annoying.
Who are you looking at? I mean,
I'm gonna take Anthony Richardson.
6-1 at DraftKings.
What?
What do you got at FanDuel?
10-1.
We'll give you the 10-1 because
it's 9 at FanDuel. 9 at FanDuel.
9-1. Okay.
I can't even find these on here. But listen, I'll talk about Anthony Richardson. How many times do I need to obsess about him? I bet him when he was closer to 15 or 16-1. If he starts as a day one starter, he just has that Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton kind of upside, big, athletic, fast, but he's got a rocket arm. He's not going into with the best receiving core, but if we think about it, Michael Pittman Jr. is in year 3. We normally see most good wide receivers take that jump in year 3. They got a good running game with Jonathan Taylor. They will have to do a lot better at pass protection, but if they can, I like my pick here.
Okay, I will go 20-1. Quentin Johnson for the Chargers. Those other two guys, Allen and Williams, are always hurt. He's got Herbert throwing him the ball. He is a monster player. Usage will be there. The scheme will be there. I think they'll stretch the field more. Again, he's got the good guy throwing him the ball. I think this is the best bet I think on the board. That or Gibbs. I like both of them. I will take Johnson at 20-1 here.
You ever have a pick that you know is not going to be there by 8, but you still get really upset when someone takes it? That was just me right there. He's not going to be there at 20-1, but the fact that someone takes him is like shocking to you. That's a good pick, and I never had complete picks, but that was actually a really good look. That was one I had written down.
Man, guys, I feel so dumb. I cannot find these. Like, whatever. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna go with Bryce Young. Just gonna take him there. I love Bryce Young. I don't have super analysis. Go Bryce Young.
That was convincing. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Well, he wasn't going to be available in the comeback, and he's
a good quarterback.
Yeah, safe pick.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have gone.
Yeah,
I should have
Mo
gone
gets
back
2
to back.
picks there.
Yes.
Take
You
Bryce
should've.
Young. For the love of please
Damn.
take Bryce Young.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna go Bryce Young at 5-1.
Controversy. Oh,
This is the second time Will has done
This
this.
is the second time that Brad basically gave out what he wanted to pick, and then
cruel.
it didn't
You guys
work
can
out.
tell.
Cruel.
You guys can tell I'm not good at in-person drafts, can you?
Obviously. Yo.
Are you legitimately doing Bryce Young?
Yeah, I would have taken it anyway. It's
That's
a
fine.
pick.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Can't argue at that.
Watch that decide the whole pool. That'd be so fun.
I know. I would
Yeah,
cry.
that plus 400.
If Bryce Young wins it, I'm gonna clip that clip so fast and post it. Even if Brad doesn't win the whole thing, just
We agree at plus 500 because again, I don't have the FanDuel odds. So what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus 500 sounds good. Perfect.
Yeah. Man.
Oh man.
This
Having
is
a
going
tough
to
time
be-
of it, Brad.
Could take Bryce Young. Oh no, wait, he's gone.
Damn.
Mm.
Cruel.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this and take a bold pick here.
Uh-oh.
Fudge. I'm going 40-1 on Rashee Rice.
Is that a real
Nice.
player? Where is he from?
I was gonna take him.
He's he plays for the Chiefs. He played at SMU, a big game player.
Receiver?
They're expecting that he's in line to start for the Chiefs. And if you have any deep ball threat with Patrick Mahomes, like
Hell yeah. I get
just
it.
fair shot. So
I get it. I'm a little scarred because I loved Sky Moore last year, rookie of the year, and he basically didn't play. So,
yeah,
but I get it. It's good thinking.
I'm up and I'm continuing. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna take the other wide receiver from Minnesota, and I'm gonna take Jordan Addison because I also have Justin Jefferson.
he's like one of them will win an award, right? Right?
Well, dude, they're gonna throw the ball. You took Kirk Cousins, right? 50-1, which is a good bet with 50-1, which is better odds than people he's better than with a better offense. So
Yeah,
Jordan Addison coming in. He's gonna play the slot, right? Like they'll move KJ Osborne outside, and Adam Thielen's gone. He's in Carolina, so. That's the Adam Thielen rule. And Adam Thielen was not even that good last year. I think he still had like 150 targets or something. So
Jefferson's going to take so much attention that it's going to open.
And Jefferson's going to take, he's going to be doubled every single time. So like, yeah, I think Jordan Addison there, wide receiver, and continuing to fade the QBs with how many non-QBs keep winning this award. I'm just going to keep getting the juice for non-QBs there.
You got it. All right. Well, you got Brian with 2, right?
Yeah, so this is give me 1 second because I was looking at FanDuel odds first.
Wait, sorry, real quick. Do I get Jordan at 17-1 on DraftKings? Cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
that's cool.
See, that's my question is because the guy I want is really a lot juicier on FanDuel, so I have to make sure because he's 14-1 on FanDuel, 8-1 on DraftKings, which might change my my pick on Jackson Smith.
Sounds like we're letting people shop on this.
I think we have to. I mean, I don't know. It's not my fault, but FanDuel doesn't have the offensive rookie of the year up odds.
Yeah. So can I take my 14? Because 14-1.
Yeah, take your 14-1. We can shop for this, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Because kind of what Brad was just saying there. I mean, Brad. So it's kind of what Josh was just saying there about taking wide receivers in this realm. He's going to Seattle, and it's one of those things where that offense should throw a lot. Like, I mean, they don't really have an established run game. Their defense isn't great enough to make sure that they are holding a lot of leads, and just one of those things where he should not be the main focus. He's played a lot in the slot, that he should be able to rack up some numbers there. So I like the idea of getting a 14-1 for a wide receiver that should get plenty of targets without being the main focus of any offense.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with it. And you get a
pick
second, right?
I was gonna make that pick honestly, and I took Addison instead for the juice.
Yeah,
well, kind of like guessing with Will. I mean, it's gonna happen a lot. I mean, I had 2 guys on my board at this pick, and this is probably the one I would have taken as long as I got the 14-1.
We should mention, like MVP, this is heavily slanted towards quarterback. Like Justin Jefferson set all these rookie records and like didn't come close to winning it because Herbert was there. So it usually does go to a quarterback.
There's no Herbert in this draft.
Yeah, Wilson last year won it because there were just no quarterbacks last year. Pickett was okay, and it was just nobody.
It was probably between
30 almost stole it.
Right? Yeah.
Probably would have gone to Hall
until Hall. Yeah.
Yep. All right, who's up? Brian, you got 2, right?
Yeah. So that's my question. So Stroud's on the board, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to do it, but I feel like at 9, I'll take Stroud. I mean.
That's what they
want. Stroud's not very good at living up to awards as a favorite.
Oh,
he's plus 200 to win the Heisman.
I mean, if he gets to it, my other pick, he probably won't be there. I was debating between the short shot at Stroud or taking deeper shot, but as Josh just mentioned, and same with Will, it does kind of lean to quarterbacks and kind of like Tua yesterday. If they're gonna have like these higher favorites fall to later in the point, I'll just stack up my first 3 picks and then take my long shots my next pick or so.
Oh man, that brings it to me, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, sir.
750. That's on both, I think, or 900. I don't even know.
What was
Stroud? He's like 900 or 8 or 750, depending on what book.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go Zay Flowers.
I like it. I was going to pick him, I think.
I'm just going to find another guy. I got him 18-1 on DraftKings here. Another guy going into a good offense that is built on speed and just built on everyone flying and being super fast. Either running the ball or at this point, I do think obviously if Lamar's in there, then I think we have a good shot. Don't feel quite as good if he's hurt, but yeah, we're not going to bank on that. And so at 18-1, I'll take his wide receiver rook.
The Ravens at pick sucks. The Ravens are one of 8 teams who have never won an offensive rookie of the year.
Hell yes. Streaks are meant to be broken.
do.
Play the numbers.
Listen, I'm gonna go with another bomb shot here, and I'm gonna go ahead and take Kendre Miller of the Saints. With a possible suspension looming for Alvin Kamara. I think even without the suspension, we've seen Kamara dealing with injuries, could have falling out of favor. Kendre Miller is a beast. So I'm going 40-1 on Kendre Miller.
We should also mention, has anyone actually bet any of these?
No.
I have Anthony Richardson. I bet him at 15-1. I think I gave him out in my channel. So
no, I did bet Gibbs. I don't remember if I gave him out. I did bet Gibbs and I did bet Quentin Johnson, both like smallish.
Where'd you get Gibbs?
I don't remember. Maybe one of my PPHs. One was like 9-1 though. But I did bet Gibbs and I did bet Quentin Johnson. I just think it's important to like, hey, this is different between content and like, hey, this is actually worth a bet.
Yeah,
I'm up, right?
You're up.
I don't want to start betting a million guys, but this is actually worth a bet. Let me see. I don't know if you guys have better numbers, but I have 75-1 on Aiden O'Connell, who I believe is the Raiders' backup quarterback.
Well, third string, but
who is second?
Brian Hoyer. But I still think he could beat out Brian Hoyer.
He could beat out, yes. Brian Hoyer is 55 years old.
Yeah.
O'Connell, look, when you got Garoppolo there, you're always one injury away. And with one injury away with Garoppolo, I mean, it's very possible that O'Connell wins the backup job, plays some amount of games at 75-1. I wonder if there's higher numbers out there. I think Circa had like 150-1. So I'd like a little better than 75-1. But look, we're getting to that point where everything is sort of a stretch here. So I will take O'Connell at 75-1. If you can get the 151, like I mentioned, I think it's Circa or wherever. I don't know if you guys see it at FanDuel. I mean, is it worth $10 just with the idea that Garoppolo gets hurt and then you have a quarterback that's starting as a rookie with that number? I think it's worth a shot.
That's a good.
When he gets hurt.
Yes.
He might. Garoppolo might not even start the regular season.
He's got weapons.
He's not cleared yet.
Right. Good point. He's got good weapons. He's got Adams. He's got Jacobs. Could be a decent offense. I don't think that's a bad number.
Too bad they don't have Waller. Heard he's really good.
Yeah, but they got Michael Mayer too. And look, Waller's another guy. He's always hurt. Mayer's going to be a beast. I thought about taking Mayer. I'm sure somebody might take him now, but they should be good on offense.
Oh man.
Oh, I get 2, right?
Yeah, you get 2.
Are we all doing 4 here? This would be 4.
Yeah, this is number 4.
Yeah. We can stop whenever you guys want. I'm sort of.
I think we can get pretty deep on this because it's not out of the question that a guy like Tank Dell wins the Rookie of the Year.
I'm going to take Tank Dell. No, I'll take somebody else. Bigsby's
Brad
available.
can't help but give fire takes, and then it screws him in the draft.
I wish I hung around Brad like during school, just copy off all his homework. Like, I think
if he was like literally at the NFL draft going around talking to me, like, who do you guys like?
You were kind of looking at Kendre Miller, but you just picked before us.
I'll go Dalton. Did anyone take Dalton Kincaid yet?
No, he was going to be my pick.
I'll take him at 35-1. He's on the Bills. He's on a good offense. Catch $1 million.
45-1. A FanDuel.
Ooh, I'll take my 45-1 on Dalton.
Thanks for helping him out more, Brad. Jesus, man.
We've already decided that we're going to split my entry if I lose.
Yeah, I'm tipping out Brad when I win this thing.
This is collusion. We're not even done the draft yet.
No rookie tight end has ever won Rookie of the Year, but he's a good pick. He'll play out wide. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and make my pick. No. I'm going to go ahead and make my pick. Man. between two players. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get both. All right, we're gonna have to go with. Oh my gosh, man. Sorry, guys. This sucks. I'm gonna go with Jonathan Mingo, 50 to 1.
Looking at him.
He's gonna probably start out as the fourth wide receiver, but all things have been pretty good coming out of camp from what they've heard so far. And there's always like this weird like rookie to rookie connection for rookie quarterbacks to rookie wide receivers. Like they go through this whole process together. So they're gonna have a little bit more chemistry than like to a Thielen. And Thielen's old, you know. So
yeah. It's not a bad pick. Oh man. I'm between two guys. I actually don't hate either of these two guys. And I already have I already have a rookie on that team. So let me go ahead and move on to the Dolphins back up there, Devon a chain.
Damn it. This is
I mean that I'm not even gonna tell you because if the other guy's there on the next time around, I'm taking him. So I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'll just say when you've got Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson in front of you, as someone who's watched a lot of 49ers football as well as some Dolphins football, like they don't stay on the field. They're small guys. They need to get outside the tackles. And Jeff Wilson's a tough runner, man, but like he's just too small. So I think at that point, like you could be looking at, and then the amount of swing passes and the way that the running backs, obviously they try to stay in and block for two as much as possible because they have so much speed out there, but it does bring him in for, the ability to be on the field a bit more and get a couple of those little check downs and stuff. So I feel pretty good about him at 35 to 1. Is that what he's still at?
40 to 1 on FanDuel.
40. Thank you so much, Brian.
No, that was a terrible pick. I really, I was just to add on to that. I like that pick a lot, especially because like we saw it with Chase Edmonds last year. That offensive backfield is all about the hot hands. If he gets going early, he could really.
Terrible pick. He's not going to get enough carries to win Rookie of the Year. It's the Dolphins. Like the Dolphins no longer have that primary back. There's going to be so many running backs like we're going to out carry him that are in this.
But after I make my next pick, you guys will be like, yeah, it probably was a better idea to take a chain anyway.
All right, so I get back to back here, right?
Yep.
Let me see. I'm gonna take. First off, I'm gonna go back to back quarterbacks. It doesn't really matter which order I take them. I'll go Will Levis first, just because.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you had to do it. I was waiting for somebody to take him. You have to do it.
I mean, it's one to take him. Do I
want a quarterback that has a chance to play? You got to.
Yeah, and it's 25 to 1 or 40 to 1 on FanDuel. So, like, do you really believe in anybody else in that system? For the Titans, I really don't. Second quarterback I'll take. Well, let me see if there's better odds here. I'm seeing 30 to 1 for Hayden Hooker. Taking the Will Hill strategy here. Backup quarterback, and I already have the Jared Goff MVP.
Hooker might not even see the field this year.
What?
He's out for the year, but it's still a good pick.
Yeah,
they won't hold that. They won't hold that against him.
If Goff goes down, there's so many weapons on that Lions team. I'll take a shot, and that way I hedge my bet with Jared Goff easily winning MVP.
You would need Goff to go down. But your pick is interesting because you would probably need Goff to go down like. I don't know, by week 4. I mean, you need him by week 7.
Purdy only played like the last 7 or 8 games, and he almost stole it. But you're probably right. I mean,
we're
all grasping at straws at this point.
Anyway. Yeah, I have a pick. Is it my turn yet? No.
Nope.
All right.
Wait, no, it is your turn. What are you gonna say?
No. I bet this guy too, so I'm excited.
All right. Well, I feel like you stopped me from doing something stupid and taking Hendon Hooker, who I was probably about to take. But instead, no one's gonna take Will Levis, right?
I already did.
You did take Will Levis?
Yeah, I backed.
Oh man.
Isn't it funny that most of our discussion is people shitting on people's picks only because it was people they were about to take? It's like, oh, a terrible pick.
Yeah, no. I mean, these are all. I wish I had funny money to just bet with this, but I'll take Charbonnet. No one took him, right?
Yeah, good pick.
Yeah,
good,
I mean, Kenneth Walker's nice, but like he can still get some time on that Seattle team. And in which case now you've got to, if you know, the running back is just someone that like, it's one of those like, let me get the Seattle running back in fantasy as the dude who's just going to be on an offense that moves and gets touchdowns. And I know Geno likes to throw a lot, but and obviously his legs seem like they can carry him well. But yeah, I think if he gets time and anything happens to Kenneth Williams, who hasn't really stayed healthy for a full season, then I think we're good there.
Is this
Is
me
it
now?
my turn? It's my turn, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we about
cool.
done? Should we? Anyone?
Yeah, this is the last one, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, I'm going with Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims, 100-1 wide receiver out of Denver. Right now, he's 4th wide receiver, but he's getting Sean Payton as his OC. Should see more production from Russell Wilson. And what's great, what I love about coach speak is not when they're saying like, "Oh, we're going to give this guy more playing time." It's talking about the little things that the guys are doing, why they like them. Marvin, he's been bragging about Marvin Mims a lot. So this is more than just an offensive rookie of the year segment right here. If you guys are in fantasy and you see him sitting there late, grab him. He's going. You can get him like way below ADP, and I think he's going to be a stud.
Who is it again?
Marvin Mims.
Okay. What team and what school? Where did he?
He went to Oklahoma, and he plays for the Broncos.
In what position?
Wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't hit it.
Did anyone get it? Because I wrote all these. I have all these down, but I missed a few. Do we have like an actual list of this somewhere?
Yeah, Val,
I figured as much.
Producer Alex is over it.
Yesterday, I did a lot better job making sure I got the MVPs all down, but I didn't get all the odds and all the things for each pick.
No worries.
Me, right? And then we're done?
Yep.
I will go Michael Mayer, tight end, Raiders, Notre Dame. He's a beast. I don't think he's going to win, but just a talent play at this number. What number was he? 40-1? What are we looking at here with Mayer is, 40-1. Just, again, it's a talent play. He's probably not going to win. Brad said tight ends never win. But at 40-1, what the hell? He's in a good offense. And I'll take the number, and we're all out of picks at this point anyway. I mean, nobody probably in this round is going to win, but 40-1, what the hell? I don't know that I would bet it at 40-1, but for the sake of the draft, I'll take it.
Yeah, I think the only guy that I was going to take was probably Zach Evans, just because Zach Evans could probably be week 1 starter, and so whenever you have a rookie starting at running back at week 1, then you it gives you a little bit boost. He's 80-1. It's just, but I know a lot of people are high on Cam Akers, but if they just keep saying it's a direct competition from their camp, like that scares me for like any ownership of Cam Akers.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Word. Let me throw a couple summer league stuff out there real quick.
Yeah, sure. How did you do yesterday? I didn't look.
3-3 up a half a unit. I only sprinkled. I mean, 2 of those losses were a ladder I played with Jarris Walker, so like kind of 3-1. But yeah, today going back to the well, beating up on Phoenix. But let me just do in order my favorite game. Favorite game is Portland Charlotte. Charlotte is horrible. I don't know if you guys know this. Brandon Miller can be fine. He'll be fine, I'm sure. But like they're bad. They're playing Portland, who Scoot hasn't been ruled out, but I don't see Scoot playing. -5, and I think it might be -6 now. I got it -5 for Portland when it opened last night.
You got to use the current number. You can't pass post.
All right, that's a good point. -6, right? Is it -6 now? Yeah, it probably is up. It was -5.5 when the show started, so I would still hit it at -6. Like we're still talking about like Shaden Sharp, Michael DeVoe, 29 points the other night. Keon Johnson, Chris Murray. And a couple other guys, including Jabari Walker. So like they still have a legit roster for summer league.
This is Portland, right? 5.5 DK.
Yeah, 5.5. That's fine. Still take that. OKC Houston, man, a little disappointing because this was going to be a fire game, and then Amin Thompson went down. He's done for the summer league. Actually done for 3 to 4 weeks in a boot now. Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, both done. Jabari Smith probably the MVP of this thing right now, and is just got himself some playing time for sure. And then Tari Easton out. So like now we're talking about, tell me who you guys have heard here. Darius Days, Trevor Hudgens, Jonathan Dunn, and I'm sure we all heard of Fletcher McGee, which definitely doesn't sound like a made up fucking name at all. So we'll see if Fletcher McGee can handle a starting lineup of like legit NBA players for OKC, who I don't know if Trey Mann's going to play or not. He doesn't have props, but that's because they don't want to get dicked anymore by the best player probably at Summer League. So yeah, and Chet, I'm not touching his props. He's the only one with props up, but like Ousmane Dang is still there. Zaire Smith, Kason Wallace, -5.5 for OKC. And then lastly, the Pellies taking advantage of Phoenix, who would have lost if the Miami Heat didn't turn the ball over 28 times yesterday for 24 points off of turnovers. Also went 16 for 25 from free throw line. Like Phoenix is awful. There's not a player on their roster that's going to see the floor on that team for sure.
Pelicans -3.5, you said?
Yeah, Pelly's -3.5 as well. I don't really
You're
like
laying
any of
the
the
chalk. You sound like a square ball here laying all
I
this
know
chalk.
that's because the discrepancies in these games. That's why I'm not even betting the other 2 or 3 because it's like there's so much parity between the other ones. But the last one I would consider is Brooklyn Milwaukee because Brooklyn has a bunch of players that are still like playing for their lives, kind of like David Duke Jr. Unfortunate name, but like throw the junior in there. And then the other dude, Armani Brooks, as well. Like they were looking for time. They could actually get time on this Brooklyn team. Milwaukee's players, Beauchamp, even like Sam, none of these guys are going to get time this year, so there's nothing to play for them. I don't love it. They're +2.5, but that would be where I would go on that game.
All right, so we got what? Portland -5.5, OKC -5.5, Pels -3.5, and was there a fourth one?
I'll take Brooklyn +2.5 because I'm probably going to hit it in a little bit.
Nice.
Yep. No player props. They've gotten sharp or just scared with their player props, dude. You can't get any more good stuff at 20 or 25 points. So I don't think we have your audio, Will.
Are we good?
Oh, no,
I can hear you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't bet one summer league game, and I don't feel like I'm missing out. I just don't have the time. I don't feel like I have an edge, and I don't feel like working for the edge, and I just don't know. I'm sure if you put the time in and like got ahead of the lineups and the line movement, you could do it. But I don't even know where to start, so I haven't bothered. But
there isn't even that much line movement. There's not that much action, and like because no one really. But like there is. This is the only time of year that like I do think that the people who are making these lines don't know what the hell they're talking about more than during the regular season.
Sure.
And like I just am quite a sicko enough to like know how good Dyson Daniels is at basketball, so
yes.
I know Caesars has player props too with over and unders, and I'm actually interested to see like how the unders go because I know some accounts I'm following.
If I had unders, I'd be hitting them all.
I'll text you later because I was actually gonna I have some free time after this, and I might just start looking at some unders because I almost think you can probably pick 5. Not this sounds bad because it's not how betting works, but I almost feel like you can take 5 blindly, like unders with player props. You might hit 3 of them just because of the fact they're unders in summer league.
Yep, 100%. And it's just minutes, so
yeah.
All right, boys. Good luck on all your plays. Summer League, we did our draft. I'm on the under the All-Star Game MVP. I ended up doing a little Soto and a little Soler for MVP just to have a little sweat. Hopefully, Soler hits 9 miles, gets the MVP, but who knows? It's a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
But until then, tomorrow we are drafting. What are we drafting tomorrow?
Defensive rookies?
Defensive rookie of the year, sure.
And then then we'll go offensive player, defensive player, blah, blah, blah. It seemed like offensive player was going to be so similar to MVP from yesterday. It was like, let's take it out of order.
All right. Thank you to Sleeper. Thank you to Pickett Sports. Good luck with all your plays. I'll be back tomorrow. See you then.